Assalamu alaikum. I am Farhana Azim and I am grateful to the TEDxNUST team to invite me at this forum and talk about a form of art that has been existing in Pakistan for the more than 30 years, that of arranging flowers. We have inherited the floral motif in our heritage, and it has been displayed at different forums. You can see, and in flower arranging, as in flower arrangements, traditionally familiar to us. 30 years ago, a group of ladies in Karachi got together, and the thought of opening a club where they could share their passion of arranging flowers. That is how it came into being. And 13 years ago, Islamabad became the chapter of that. We have 4 chapters in Islamabad, Karachi, Lahore, and Peshawar. And they are affiliated with the World Association of Flower Arrangers. And this World Association of Flower Arrangers holds shows. It goes from country to country, holding shows, seminars, and competition in the World Show at the international level. Pakistan got this committee in 2005 and were members of it. The executive committee of the Floral WAFA existed in Pakistan from 2005-2008, where we handed over, we took it from the Japanese and we handed over to the Americans. Gradually, these were the early arrangements. As you can see, we believe flowers have soul. And when an arrangement is put in a room, that room comes alive. And over a period of time, lines became more prominent, and lines were defining designs. We started evolving a design of our own, a style of our own, which is more modern, where plant material, where the designs start evolving. They grew larger in size, as you can see. There were more innovation, and Pakistan started developing a style of its own. And that is how we started making a mark at the international scene. These are interpretations. We interpret a theme through flowers. That is what we were doing. Different interpretations, you see. Like this one was the master stroke. These arrangements are made in competitions at the venue. You just come with your material, they're given 4 to 5 hours, and they are judged in the interpretation and in all principles and elements of designs. Along with this hobby of ours, what we do is annually we raise funds and we just give back to community. Play a part where we can. During the floods, we had a national demo. This is an annual program. And during the floods, we had a national demonstration. You can see the sizes now we have gone to. And it was a message of unity and peace through the language of flowers. Here we collected money, and now a school of about 3 to 4 rooms has been built in Babra, trying to display what Pakistan is making an effect to the rest of the world, and that was an interesting. These were the two, talking about the 2 forms. The concept of unity. What is unity and how does peace prevail? Take 2 forms, a conical as a circle. They have their own potential, they have their own characteristics. But what is more important? Acceptance. Acceptance of these 2 forms will develop potential, and the potential here is displayed in different flowers, different sizes, different colors, and that is when the potential is growing and it is flourishing. That is when peace set comes in. So this was the message that was being sent. Last June 2011, we had our 9th World Show in Boston, where 45 ladies, members of our club, participated. These are the WAFA committee members, the Pakistani WAFA committee members, the USA WAFA committee members, and the next World Show, the 10th World Show, which is going to be held in Ireland, their committee members. 45 members from Pakistan participated. This was the second largest contingent that participated in the show. This group here is from Islamabad. Now these are some of the prize winning. 26 members got the prizes in this show. There were 30 themes, and they were interpreting them through the plant material. These are all fresh plant material that can be dried, but there is no inorganic stuff being used there. We are not allowed to do that. So these are all, and as you can see, God's creation put in the hands of artists creates works of art. And these were different themes that were being interpreted. And this was the country exhibit made depicting the marine life in Pakistan. This is the sunset. As you can see, got the first prize, X-ray. Another X-ray, which got a first prize, X-ray of the sun, she said. So these are all plant materials, and they are put there in the hall. Preparation time is around 6 hours, and then they are judged by international standards, and the prizes are given. These are all the prize winners that you are going to see. I would like to talk about this. This is spat. This is a pod of the palm tree. And this is one of our favorite features. You can see a little bit over here also. Why? Because we think these are like husbands. A must-have. And we love them. But they are easy to manipulate. The minerals had a monochromatic theme, dance and surprise. This was electricity, interpreted through plant material. Just a second, you are going too fast. I wanted to talk about the fire and the electricity and the fire. Yes, please go on. This was candy. This is a miniature design. When we say miniature, there are two designs. They can go up till 7 or 8 feet high. But then we have petite, that is 9 inches. And then we have the miniature. This is 4 inches high. And that was an imposed class. That is an imposed class. By imposed class, we just go there. You get the material. You don't know what you're in for. They give you the material. You're supposed to make a design out of it. And this is a piece of art in itself, evolution. This is depicting evolution. At this forum, 5 countries, there are 37 countries that are members of WAFA. Out of that, 5 countries, Belgium, Australia, Canada, Ireland, and Pakistan, were invited to demonstrate at this forum. There were 2,000 people, spectators, and we were given the theme of My Homeland. And I was lucky to be part of it. I was the demonstrator who demonstrated for Pakistan. And I chose to depict the treasures within my homeland. When I was talking about the treasures, I meant the treasures within the soil and treasures within our people. And I took them on a journey. So I took them, actually, what I was showcasing was our country, the riches of our country. I took them on a journey from the highest mountain in the world in our north to the second largest mangroves in the south in Karachi. I was talking about the enriched spirits. I wish you would move on. I was talking about the enrichment of the spirits that has been enriched through history of civilization that straddles comfortably through centuries. And I could hear the sounds. I was making an arrangement right in front. which you'll see later on. And the multimedia projection of good 18 minutes was going behind the scene. And individual instruments of our indigenous ethnic instruments, they were being played at the background. As I said, history straddling through centuries, you can still see Alexander's race. And here I would like to stop, because this flora and the fauna of the north maybe might not have seen. But the tulip, this is here for a reason, because tulip originated from the Hindu Kush, Panir, and in Pakistan, Chitral. And this is where it went to Holland to be propagated, one of the places where it went from, to be propagated into different varieties. The name tulip has been derived from Dulband. We say gulelala in Persian for tulip, but the French called it tulipin. It was by the turbans worn by the Persians. And from there it became tulipa and then tulip. So we are proud, and that was major part of my demonstration. And I depicted the treasures like emeralds and rubies found in the north. And they are very close to our culture, like they were used by earlier kings and queens. Rubies were put in the foundation for good fortune. Not many people would know that. For barakat, they were put there in the foundation of the houses. Let's hope nobody's starting digging our foundations now. As you can see, again, when I said through centuries, we are comfortable. We are comfortable with tradition as we are at home with technology. The two earlier gentlemen are a testimony to that. The track art, which became prominent, shared with them the flora and fauna, which is indigenous here, and of course our heritage. Our life, we are a nation that identifies with and lives nearest to nature. And that is where we learn to be resilient. And that is where we take our strength from, and we know that nature has the capacity to heal itself. And at times of adversity, we tend to bounce back. The copper I depicted was the reflection of the copper of harvest. The birthplace of cricket. The emerald reflected our green fields, and the blind dolphins of a river Indus. In the Japanese World Show, we made our country exhibit that depicted the blind dolphins of our country. We talk about another treasure, that is coal. But here, I gave them the example that we, like coal, under heat and extreme pressure, can turn to diamonds as well. The second largest mangroves in the world, and of course the color of our culture. I had to depict the color of the culture. And this was part of the arrangement. This is the plant material I used to depict the emeralds, the green of the palm, and the red of the celosia, the rubies embedded in it, the copper-colored orchids framed in a copper ribbon frame. And you see the seed pods. These are pods, copper-colored. The coal was depicted by our favorite spats, opened up, covered with glitter. The dried banana leaves, edged with glitter, were like the gold nuggets. This portion came from above. This portion I built there. Engulfed the color of the culture, engulfed in the tulip that I was talking to you about. And they gave a coverage in the Australian magazine there. And this was the treasures I demonstrated of my homeland. Thank you for bearing with me. Thank you for being so patient. Thank you for being such a good audience.